wondering how to smooth the rough edges of your Mosaic tesserae? Well, in today's video, I'll show you an inexpensive way to get the job done. And the best part? It's super easy and doesn't require electricity. Stick with me as we discover the sanding stone. Let's get to it. Welcome back, and if you're new here, my name is Julie. And on this channel, we talk about tips, tricks, tools, adhesives, materials, and specific mosaic projects, all to shorten your learning curve when it comes to creating mosaic art. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, please consider subscribing. From time to time in your mosaic journey, you're going to need something to smooth the rough edges of your mosaic tesserae. I have to say that today's topic is something that is very popular amongst many of you who watch on this channel. You want to know how to get rid of those rough edges. And with those rough edges, you need something to sand them down. Now, you certainly can go with an electric glass grinder, but those can be expensive. However, in today's video, I'm going to talk to you about something that's much more inexpensive and gets the job done. Enter the sanding stone, or sometimes it's known as a rubbing stone or a grinding stone. Now, personally, I do refer to it as a grinding stone, but that's just because I have a couple of glass grinders and this is a grinding stone, and so I'm just sort of keeping the name in the family, so to speak. The sanding stone is incredibly helpful in your mosaic work. I can't stress it enough. I would strongly advise you have one of these in your mosaic toolbox, and I will link this one down below in the description in case you don't have one already. They are so inexpensive. You can use the sanding stone on tesserae like glass, including stained glass, vitreous glass, beads, and it works great on ceramic, porcelain, and stone as well. Sanding stones usually come as a block that looks divided by two different colors. One side is a coarse grit and the other is a smooth grit. The different grits allow you to do different things to your tesserae. I'll show you what I mean more closely when I demonstrate how to use it in a minute. We've got a lot to cover, so let's get started. You can use a sanding stone whether it's dry or wet, and I'll go over the pros and cons a little later in the video. But let's start with the first method, which is using the sanding stone dry. With this method, I do suggest a dust mask and protective eyewear because you'll be adding some harmful stuff to the air that you don't want to breathe in or get into your eyes. So you've got a piece of tesserae that has a rough edge and you've got your sanding stone. You'll need to assess your piece of tesserae to decide, do you need to use the coarse side first or the smooth side? Now, there are two ways to use the sanding stone dry. The first method is to put your sanding stone on your work table and run your piece of tesserae over it, going back and forth. Or a second method would be for you to hold both the sanding stone and your tesserae in your hands and work that way. Either is fine. For me, it usually depends on how much sanding I need to do and how big the piece of tesserae is. And you'll just continue to sand your tesserae going back and forth over the sanding stone surface until you're happy with it. I usually start with the coarse side and then run the tesserae over the smooth side to finish it off. You'll notice that dust collects on your sanding stone the more you use it. You can easily clean it off when you're done by running it under a faucet. Now that you've seen how to use a sanding stone dry, I'm going to show you how to use it wet. And just to note, this is my preferred method when using a sanding stone. To get started, I'll use a plastic container that's larger than the sanding stone and somewhat shallow. Next, I placed the sanding stone in the center of the container and filled it with water about an inch or so higher than the top of the stone. And now the sanding stone is ready to be used. So I'll run the tessera over the surface of the sanding stone, going back and forth just like I did when the stone was dry. I'm holding on to the tessera, making sure it doesn't slip out of my grip. You can run the tessera over the sanding stone, keeping it perfectly upright, or you can angle the tessera either to the right or the left and target a certain area. And you'll see that there's no dust in the air because it's all getting caught by the water. If you have a piece of tessera that requires a lot of work to smooth the edge or grind it down a bit, you'll want to start with the coarse side until you get it to the point that you just need to smooth it on the light grit side. As I mentioned earlier, I generally choose to use the sanding stone wet. However, on occasion, I will use it dry. But overall, I do suggest using it wet, and that's for a few reasons. First, it keeps the dust factor down to a minimum, if any at all. This is especially helpful when you're grinding tesserae like ceramic or porcelain. The dust that would normally be floating around in the air is underwater and captured. It's all contained and nothing is in the air for you to breathe in. A second reason is the water keeps the tesserae cool and helps to avoid the piece getting too hot and cracking. This is especially helpful when sanding pieces of glass that can be prone to cracking, like stained glass. It's a quick process once you get the hang of it, and you'll see how necessary and helpful this tool is in your mosaic work. I'll include a list down below in the description of everything that I used in today's video, including the sanding stone, in case you'd like to give it a try of your own. Question of the day, let me know down in the comments if you use a sanding stone for your tesserae, and if so, what is your favorite material to use on a sanding stone? I would love to hear. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up as it really does help my channel, and subscribe if you haven't already. Click the bell notification so you never miss a single upload, and let me know in the comments if there's something you'd like me to cover in a future video. I'll see you soon. Bye. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Let's see what kind of magic we can cook up. Oh, I have dirt in my eye. Oh. Get out of there. Where was I? Yee! Grinding stone, glass grinders. You understand? Okay, good. Don't forget to pick yourself up one of these. Less than $12. What a lifesaver. Everything that I used in today's video, and if you're looking for more mosaic inspiration, you can check out one of these two videos. Until then, see ya. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.